Checking in with audios. Checking on the YouTube side. We're good on Facebook. I believe we are good on Facebook. And I believe this kicks off Whitetails and Whiskey episode number 17. 17 already. So.
Sat here with you that many times?
Well, a couple of those times I was by myself early on.
All right. Like 3 of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But so since we've last been on, we've had Christmas. Mm-hmm. How was your Christmas and holidays? Family, everybody good?
Good. Food was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was a little different this year. In-laws ended up with the COVID, so we had to wait a few more days till they were out of quarantine to go do Christmas with them. But we did it. It was a good time. Good food. Fun gifts. So
Anything really tickle your fancy this year for Christmas for gifts? Or gifts you gave even?
They didn't put me on the spot.
I don't know. I just didn't know.
No, I mean,
well, you got a baby boy to be thankful for.
Yeah, he was the focal point of everything. And
yeah,
I think that was kind of the big idea of it. But I got some nice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My parents gave us a nice little hunk of cash to help out with stuff, and the in-laws got me a new smoker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Have to do a smoking episode.
Yeah. It's one of them charcoal smokers.
Alrighty.
So my old one was getting pretty rusted out. So.
Right. Just got any Bluetooth stuff with it too, or just a real nice?
No, it's just a barrel.
Gotcha.
With the smoker barrel box and the big grilling box.
Which again, once you get them dialed in, they're just as good as those Bluetooth ones all day long.
I do pretty good with them.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. But no, so I'm kind of waiting on Christmases. I mean, we did Christmas here with my wife's family, her grandma, her dad, her brothers, stuff like that. We got kind of extended family Christmases here, end of the week, going into the weekend. And then my family has COVID right now, so we haven't been able to see my mom and dad or my sister because they got COVID right now. So, so we're figuring out when they're off quarantine or whatever you want to call it, and meeting up with them to do Christmas over with them for the holidays, because we kind of missed the Christmas day. But I think it's more about the day of spending it with people, not necessarily what day it is on the calendar. I think that's more important.
It is nice when you can actually do it on Christmas, though.
Yeah, especially for like you with the kids and stuff like that. Definitely got to be real nice too. Andy comments in, "Merry Christmas, guys! Merry Christmas, Andy!"
Merry Christmas, Andy!
We're getting pretty close to the drying period on our bulldogs.
I know. I'm excited. We got to make a trip down to see Andy.
Yep.
Is it down? Yeah, it's down.
Yeah, south. We'll make trips south.
I guess there was one gift that I was pretty excited about. I might have jumped the gun a little early on it, but I guess it's never too early, in my opinion. I did get Owen his lifetime hunting and fishing license, so
there you go.
He'll never have to purchase a fishing or hunting license in New York the rest of his
just his doe tags.
Yeah, he'll just have to get his doe tags and his bow and muzzleloader.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But it's cheap when they're young, right?
Looking into it, from 0 to 5 years old, it's only $380.
You can't go wrong with that, man.
So I went, dropped money on that, and
now what's it normally, like $800 now or something, maybe?
For someone our age, it's like it's up there.
Yeah,
it's like triple.
Yeah, right. So I mean, if you
and as you get older, you hit that 55, 60 mark. I think it starts going down again.
Right. But yeah, no, that's definitely something to look into if you got kids and stuff like that. Come from a hunting, rich family, all that kind of good stuff. It's definitely something to keep in mind and everything like that for getting your kids out there in the outdoors at a more effective cost and something they don't got to worry about buying. It comes in the mail,
and I don't have to worry about buying it.
Until
it's his problem.
Yeah, exactly. It comes right to the house, and until he moves out of the house, or you kick him out, one or the other.
Yeah, that's to be determined.
Yep. So, but yeah, no, I'm excited for the holidays. Get together with family, friends, stuff like that. Always sip whiskey or bourbon with my dad on Christmas. That's something I'm looking forward to doing. Telling stories. Usually pull out a bunch of the old deer racks and tell stories, and obviously do presents, all that good stuff. But kind of reminisce on Christmases past, deer seasons past. That's kind of partly where the whole whiskey and whitetails kind of came off of with my Q&As that I used to do and all that stuff, and going forward. But
so speaking of sipping whiskey, what do we got?
Well, this was one that you suggested that we get after. This Eagle Rare. It's one that Craig's commented in before quite a few times. Said it's his go-to favorite. I'm actually doing a little bit of trading with a different bottle of Eagle Rare that I picked up.
You want me to pour it?
Yeah, you can pour it.
And talk about your...
Yeah, so it's from the Buffalo Trace line. It's a 10-year bourbon. So it's really good. I've liked it. I remember I was actually talking to a buddy of mine. I remember when you used to be able to get this at Ryan's for like $40-$45. And now, you see it typically for $60, or it's allocated, so you got to be good with a store owner or stuff like that. And I guess kind of before we go into the Eagle Rare, speaking of store owners, got to give them a shout out. K&M over in Newark, if you are in the Finger Lakes area and you want to stop into a stocked whiskey and bourbon case at great market nice prices.
Yeah, they got to give them a shout out. We walked in and the girl working there recognized us from this podcast.
Yep.
Aren't you the guys that do the podcast
for the whiskey and the whitetails?
Yep. I told her, I said, people actually watch that?
Yep. She said her and her boyfriend tune in. So thank you, Courtney. And she put me in touch. Her family owns the store over there. Yeah. So I got to meet them today when I stopped in. And, we got talking for a while. We bought a couple bottles from them that, we've done on the show. The Blade and Bow we bought from them.
I picked up a single barrel Jack Daniels for a friend of mine over there.
Yep. Yeah, and they always got good stuff on the shelf, stuff that might be tricky to find other places. I've seen it there. Nice stock cabinet, kind of a little hidden gem. Mm-hmm. So get to know your local liquor stores. Stop into a place like K&M over there. It's right next to Wegmans. So if the wife's got a grocery shop, you can go in and peruse the whiskey and bourbon. And
I think there's a hair salon in between.
And there's a hair salon. So you get a haircut.
Yeah, you get a haircut, get your bottle, get some groceries.
Yep, it's all right there.
Like a one-stop shop right there.
All right there in Newark. So, yeah.
That'd be a karate place in that plaza, too.
I think where the old Kmart and stuff used to be. There's an urgent care.
Yeah, you go get
Secor Lumber.
Yeah, you get your lumber. It's a nice little plaza over there.
Yeah, a nice little kind of hidden gem there in Newark, especially for a nice liquor store with a good whiskey selection. And they don't jack up the prices on the stuff that you see a lot of some of these stores doing now. There's stores that I don't go to anymore.
Hence discount liquor.
Yeah, hence it's,
K&M discount liquor.
Yep. So, yeah, big shout out to them, and thanks to the folks over there for always supporting us and everything we do with the channel, and, definitely getting good with your local, owners and stuff like that. You can't be that guy that walks into a store and just kind of throws his hands up and say, where's your allocated stuff? What stuff you got in the back? You got to be a good valued customer to, get your hands on some of those hard to find bottles, and, and they'll come, once you build those relationships with those folks at, the local liquor stores you go to. And it helps when they got a good selection of stuff that when they don't have any allocated stuff, when you pop in there to say, hey, how's it going? You might find something else in the case that tickles your fancy at a store like that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so Eagle Rare is the one tonight. Like I said, 10-year-old, right from that Buffalo Trace distillery. Yeah, the nipples are over there now. I did some rearranging. Nate doesn't like my...
It's got me all messed up.
But we got the bourbon barrel lid back there now for the podcast. A couple shelves, some cocktail mixers.
Got a nice wagon wheel in the front of the bar.
Yep, the wagon wheel's on the face of the bar. Yep. So it's coming together.
Good. Looks good.
Coming together. And we'll try the Eagle Rare. This is Nate's choice tonight for episode 17. And this will go, we'll put a shot of this in the infinity bottle as well for And I think that's probably what is it 90 proof? I think something like that. Doesn't quite
45%.
so 90. Yeah, so it doesn't quite drink hot like 100 or like a barrel proof or something like that. But I get a lot of spice with this one, and I do get some kind of sweet fruit with it, kind of too, a little bit, maybe a little
That's
apple.
not bad.
So I figured Tyler would be commenting in. He says best one out there. He's coming, I think, Friday to grab that bottle of Eagle Rare and that hoodie that Craig won and go up there, and he's sending back down a couple bottles that I can't find down around here.
Oh, nice.
So we're doing a little bit of swapping and trading. I found a few Eagles this year. Some I bought, some I didn't. Left them there for other folks because I don't need a ton of them. I got plenty of other stuff to drink, and but we figured we'd tap into this one and get a pour on for it. And actually, the one that I'm trading them is the handle. It's an Eagle handle.
Oh,
it's huge, jumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not that 750.
It's got good flavor. It's got a little burn going down.
But you got the flavors with that burn, which is nice with it. But nice 10-year, and they get a little bit of that oaky with that 10-year and stuff like that too. So, yeah, can't say. I do like the Buffalo Trace stuff. I mean, I was drinking a fair amount of that over the holiday. Buffalo Trace, Blade and Bow, I was into a little bit. Turkey 101 is a good one. And what was the other one? Makers. I had a Makers. Trying to figure out where my wife likes to enjoy her whiskey. We figured with a couple drips of water, it actually
testing it out.
Yep. Likes it with a few drops of water in it. I think it kind of smooths it out a little bit.
I like it on the rocks. I would prefer drinking whiskey.
I mean, and if you want,
some cubes.
We do have in the top freezer. There are ice balls if you wanted to put an ice ball in your glass too. If you wanted to cool it down and see if you get some other flavor with it, and stuff like that too. Sometimes, especially some of the hotter stuff like rare breed or some barrel proof stuff, I like doing that. Because you kind of get more out of that whiskey. Instead of all that kind of harsh upfrontness you might get with something barrel proof or a higher proof. Getting it down where you can pull up some flavors, and I'm all for mixing cocktails or putting it over ice or maybe a couple drops of water in it, whatever way you want to drink your whiskey, and enjoy it the way you want to enjoy it, or your liquor of choice, spirit of choice. So, and then Tyler says 2 fingers neat is the way I always like it. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if I've ever done Eagle on the rocks. I've done, I like Makers on the rocks. Blade and Bow is a good sipper straight up. We really like that one neat.
Yeah, I like that one.
Buffalo Trace, I like that one with a big ice ball in it, and I get a lot of vanilla with that one, which is kind of cool. Yeah. So what's up? Hannah says, in a plastic water bottle on a bus. That's probably why she doesn't like whiskey so much, is her Ireland drinking days when she went over there and studied abroad.
Yeah.
That might be part of it. Maybe it's that bad taste, because I actually tried Scotch for the first time in a long time today. And I was not a fan of the particular Scotch that I had. And I hear there's different regions and different zones and stuff for Scotch. So all stuff, I guess it's an acquired taste, but I kind of went more with the bourbon and whiskey side of stuff, because that's kind of what I know and kind of already had flavor for. But anyway, so what else is new with the podcast? Got hoodies coming in. Got a new batch of hoodies. We got the green label edition.
I already got a bunch of them sold already.
Oh yeah, we had a bunch of people pre-order and wanted to get them in, and we still do have some left available from the order coming in. So if you are interested in Whitetails and Whiskey hoodies, we'll be putting a post up on the page this weekend, probably, because they'll be coming in next week, it sounds like. We have a green label edition, which is a green hoodie, kind of an army green, hunter green, I guess. Hunter green with white lettering. And then we have a brown label, which is a very small batch, because I didn't think it was going to be as popular, and it seems to be the more popular one is the brown label, brown hoodie with white lettering. So, maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll run another batch of the brown label or green label or whatever, and But we got a bunch of them coming in. We got, I think, 60 some hoodies coming in. We've had 25, I think, people have already reached out wanting their, making sure we got their size and everything. So we do have every size still available right now, but don't miss out on them because the last batch of 12, I didn't even get a chance to really post them up online too much. They were gone quick.
They were gone real fast.
So, yeah, we got those coming in. The other thing we're doing, from friends of mine that drink, I have empty bottles. It all happens, stuff like that. Maybe an idea for your bar or whatever. You see, we got these kind of festive, bottle lights set up. These are actually an empty Eagle Rare bottles. For this, I kind of figured it fit the podcast here. We're going to be doing these, selling. We got a whole bunch of different bottles. If there's a bottle you're specifically looking for, maybe it's a hard to find bottle. We got a whole.
Light it up and put it on a display and
put it at your bar. Put it up on your whiskey shelf, your liquor shelf, something like that.
They're pretty cool.
Yep. So, so that's the thing with the bottles is kind of an idea. Trying to figure out a better way to do the lighting in them. But I think they look pretty good. I mean, put them up on a shelf, spruce up the bar with them. And we're going to be doing them for, depends on kind of the bottle. Some bottles are more expensive than others, harder to find.
Mm-hmm.
But, Eagles or stuff like that, maybe $10, $15, whatever. And, I think it's going to be a real good buy and good Christmas present for next year or birthday present or something. Just buy it for yourself.
Or if you just like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shoot a message over.
Yep. So we'll post up maybe some of the ones we got. We got some Eagle Rares, Granddads, Elijah Craig's. I'm just kind of looking at the toppers and seeing what I got. We got a couple of those cool old elk tops, the deer antler kind of toppers.
Mm-hmm.
Those are kind of cool. So different shapes, different sizes, all that kind of stuff. So we'll be putting a few up on the page and stuff like that as we kind of produce them. And this is helping us bring different whiskeys to try every week and tell you guys what we think about them and, kind of keep growing and not make this a complete net loss for us. Yeah. But anyway, so Tyler says, got a brown and double XL. We do still have brown double XL available for pre-order. So definitely, shoot me a message and let me know. It's hard keeping up with the comments for orders and stuff like that. So the best way to order is to shoot me a direct Facebook message or, text me, call me 315-879-7802 to let me know that, you want one and what the best way to do it is. And we figured we can ship them for right around $10, I think. That's about what it averages out to for 10. So we're going to do 40 on them, which I think is $5 less than last time. Or was it the same?
We found a different distributor. We could actually get the hoodie itself.
A little bit better cost. So, $40, with pickup or kind of local meetup. And then you can do it for right around $10 extra shipped. So, so they're going to be coming in and get them while they're here because just like those, hard to find bourbons and whiskeys, once they're gone, they're gone. So,
yep.
But so actually we're going to be cutting this podcast kind of short tonight, just kind of getting on, answering some questions. If you guys got any, drop them in, feel free. But Nate actually shot a deer tonight. So right after we get off the podcast, we're going to go track up a deer. So, yeah. So he shot a nice doe.
Shot a nice doe. I was a little unsure about the shot.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely hit her.
Mm-hmm.
And she definitely acted hurt, but the shot had a little distance to it, and it was tough for me to really gauge how well the shot was. We went and looked at some blood and decided, we'll just let it go, and we're gonna see if we can go round her up after the podcast.
Yep.
And, hopefully, if we do, we'll post a picture on the page.
So we have a new commenter tuning in over on the Bullhorn. Brandy tuning in says, hi. Hey, Brandy, thank you for tuning in. First time listener, I believe, for the show. Well, first time commenting on the bullhorn anyway. So, so Brandy, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Like I said, we're trying to keep it all up to date on all the YouTube, Facebook, and the bullhorn comments best we can to make sure we're not missing anybody's comments with it. So, but yeah, we'll be trying to get Nate's doe tracked up and get her hung up to be ready to process here next day or two. We do have some warm weather coming, which I'm kind of bummed about.
Yeah, for this holiday hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people are working and stuff, and probably won't be able to get out much until the weekend. But
Yep.
I don't know if any of you guys been out. Let us know if you've been out, what you're seeing. How's it all working out for you?
Yeah, I've seen a couple people post a couple up on the kind of some of the Facebook pages and stuff like that. And again, we'll be on Upstate New York Sportsman with Mike Vienna, who runs that page here sometime in the next few weeks.
Yeah, I think it's sometime in the month of January, and then we also are gonna line up a podcast with our butcher Andy, so he can give us some good pointers on how he likes to see deer come in and what helps him out, the way people gut their deer,
Take care of it.
If they are gut shot, because it happens, should you rinse it out with water? Shouldn't you rinse it out with water? I'm going to leave all that for him.
Yep.
To talk to you guys about. I was actually a little shocked at a couple of the things that he told us when we were dropping off a deer.
Yep.
We were kind of picking his brain, and it kind of sparked the idea of getting him on here. And him and his family have been doing it for years and years.
Decades.
And years. Oh my God.
Literally. I mean, they cut
So
my dad's deer. They cut your grandfather's deer.
My grandfather's deer.
You know?
My dad's deer. My deer.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be a great episode. I'm really looking forward to that.
Yep. And then again, we talked about having a couple other people guest on, and at some point, I'm sure some other people will chime in or want to get jump on with us. And like always, if you do want to come on or join the conversation, you're always welcome to drop your comments and questions in. And if you are interested in coming on the show, let us know, and we'll see if we can make something happen. I'm all for having somebody else down here at the bar. And
if you guys are interested, if you have a story to tell or a comment that you want to, I guess, verbally talk about, you can go over to the Bullhorn and you can call in.
Yep.
And do a live call to the podcast if anyone has an interest in that. Stories, questions, maybe a technique you do with butchering your own deer or anything.
Yeah, late season tip
You got.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Anything.
So Tyler's raising his hand. I think he wants to come on.
Yeah.
Other than we already knocked out his favorite, so he's going to have to pick something else off the bar to decide to sample on.
Yeah,
or he can sip on some Eagle when he's down here. He doesn't have to sip what we're sipping for the show that night.
We just try and change it up just for the show of it.
Really. Yeah, and that's kind of how I base the whiskey and stuff that I kind of collect, or not really collect, just have available. Is it's all drinkable stuff. Other than maybe some of the top shelf stuff is for special occasions only. But other than that, I mean, anything you want to pour here is pretty much fair game. Friends, family, and anybody on the podcast. Sometimes we take requests for something that they want. And try to give everybody what they want the best we can with it. So, but so after the holiday stuff, for me, the next couple days, Saturday kind of looks like a wash with rain. Going to probably lose a majority of the snow, so I probably won't get a chance to hunt in any snow this year.
Yeah.
Just happen to be.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking about getting out Sunday. Maybe I'll sit Sunday morning on one property, or maybe do like a still hunt, grab some cards on one of my properties, and then probably switch it up Sunday afternoon. We'll be sitting food source, kind of like.
My tip for you is cut cornfield. You got a cut cornfield that you are able to sit. That's where I'm seeing all the deer everywhere.
riding around the block. I've seen them
driving around the block, driving home from work, driving to the bank, driving to the store.
Where you shot your deer tonight.
Where I shot my deer tonight. They're all in the cut corn. And the property I hunt, there's a cut bean field, there's a grass field, and there's a cut corn field. I was sitting in a spot where I could roughly see the majority of all three of them. Mm-hmm. And not a single deer came out in the cut bean field, and not a single deer came out in the grass field. They filed right out of the thick cover right next to the cornfield. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's my little tip to you.
Yeah.
If you're looking to get some action here this late season, I would definitely focus on some cut corn.
Yep. And again, if you're not in an ag heavy area, we always try to throw tips into, folks that might not be in ag heavy. It might be a red oak flat that's not completely picked over yet for acorns, or a fairly recent timber harvest last couple years, for that good browse, and food value right now. Mm-hmm. Would be other good, choices for based on where you're hunting. Yep. I think those are also good spots this time of the year. And also next to thermal cover, behind the hillside, on the back side of where the wind's blowing, where they can, conserve energy, pines for the thermal benefit, all that stuff too is, other good areas to hunt in and around for this late season when they're surviving, literally.
That's what they're trying to do right now. Pack some weight back on for them harsh late January, February, early March times.
Yep. Absolutely. So, yeah, other than that, usually, it's only happened once or twice for me. It's happened for you the last 2 years, but don't have the ability to go chase bucks anymore. It's kind of a little bit of a bummer. I think it's kept me from going out or pushing maybe as hard to go back out since I tagged St. Patrick, which I was completely floored to do. But
honestly, I would be all done hunting because I tagged both my bucks this year. Mm-hmm. But my aunt, got a hold of her. She was in a situation. Recently got divorced, yada, yada, yada. And she asked me if I got a chance this late season to get out, that she would pay for the processing and everything. And she wanted a doe for her freezer. I still have a couple doe tags, so mm-hmm. I was like, yeah, give me a reason to get out there and still do it.
Yep.
So that was the whole point in me going out tonight, and it looks like I got her one.
Yep.
So Merry Christmas to Aunt Dory.
Yep, absolutely. And and I would like to take, I'm starting to really get that summer sausage recipe where I want it. I wouldn't mind, turning 10-some pounds, 20 pounds maybe into summer sausage. Mm-hmm.
Me and the wife were talking about that. We take all of ours for specialty stuff to Costanza's, shout out, mm-hmm. in Webster. I don't think you can get a better product, or you pay for it, but I don't think you can get a better product, more professional product anywhere else. They make amazing sausage, salamis. That's where we take all our stuff. So yeah, we were talking about some of the bulk meat, or maybe a couple extra steaks, hunk them up and toss them in there, and making a run up there to get some hot dogs and some specialty sausages and salami stuff made.
Yeah, that, and I'm starting to get my jerky stuff where about I want it, with some of my flavors and seasoning mixes that I use with it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'd like to, maybe take a couple more does that, could use it on a couple properties. I'm sure there's, the populations out there to support it on a couple of them. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to it for sure. Getting out there, and maybe I'll do it like I did last year and double up on does with the muzzleloader again. You never know. It's always a possibility.
Yep.
Especially this time of the year. It's kind of feast or famine, though. You see them or you kind of don't.
I was getting a little nervous tonight. I wasn't seeing a whole lot. Then even when I brought my wife out last week, and she tagged her buck there, we really weren't seeing much. Yep. It was just those last 10 minutes of legal shooting is when they pop out.
Yep.
And same thing happened tonight, and it wasn't a whole bunch of them. It was I don't know, there's a couple of them out there.
Yep.
But it was not sure what the deal is with that. I don't know if deer just wore out or if they're just coming out later. I have not pulled any cards in weeks and weeks and weeks.
No, I mean, for cards right now,
I got to be pushing. Well, just for like the timing of the deer movement, because this warmer weather, I wouldn't be surprised to actually see a lot of midday movement. When that sun's high, I actually wouldn't be surprised to actually, if you actually went out there and did a 10 to 2 sit, I would not be surprised that you would actually see a lot of deer movement. I dropped a gift off to my sister this afternoon around 11:30, and left her house. I was driving down the road, and there they were, right there in a brush pile. There's probably a dozen deer just standing there in a brush pile. They were moving their way on through in between a couple houses.
Browsing, moseying at noon, And then, I looked back to some pictures I've had in the past, and I think that is this late season. I said, you get a warm up. I mean, I'm not saying that the big bucks are getting up and moving midday like we would talk in the rut. Yeah.
I'm saying that just deer in general will get up and move more midday.
Warmest part of the day.
They get up, they get some rays, they go out there and feed, and it might actually be the majority of the deer might actually be going to bed a little sooner.
Yeah.
And then those few that didn't are the ones you see trickling out into these plots in the evening.
Yep.
So that is a possibility and something I've noticed the past couple of years.
Or they might be coming from a decent distance from better bedding to where the better food source is. They might not have good bedding right against it. So, I mean, there might be a little bit longer travel distance, or they're hitting like you said, that kind of browse area before dark, and then right around the end of legal shooting and stuff like that, they finally make their way back out onto the ag fields after browsing in the bedding areas for a while. So, because they are going to be seeking that grain. I know we always pound it, but right now it's grain heavy. But with this warm up we got coming, 50s the next couple days, it could be going back to some of that winter wheat that's going to start wanting to poke back out when it's nice and green and sunny.
You got them turnips out there.
Turnips if you got a brassica plot.
So I'm sure those turnip tops aren't.
No, we didn't have the killing frost.
Aren't 100% wasted right now. I'm sure they'll go out there, and if there is a little snow, they'll dig around and find them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but again, the other thing too, I'll give a fair caution because I saw a guy I know shot a nice 8-pointer today. Went to drag him out, pop both sides off.
Yeah, side of caution: do not drag them by their antlers.
Nope.
Don't drag them by the neck either.
If you're gonna mount them, especially if you're gonna mount them.
Load them on the back of a 4-wheeler. Try and drag them to where you can just toss them in the truck.
Well, they sled out pretty good this time of the year.
Sled them.
Yep. Absolutely. Like, I got a big, nice jet sled that I use for my habitat work, stuff like that, but it works great for pulling deer out, especially with a little bit of snow on the ground or even, kind of mud. That sled, you'd be amazed on how nice that slides across that ground. It doesn't get all caught up like a deer does with a drag around it. And, they can be pretty handy. So, yeah. And you can take it ice fishing if you want to double it for your ice fishing sled.
Yeah, they always work good for us.
Because I know people have been out on hard water too right now, catching a few. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to go away pretty quick with these 50s. But
I know our buddy Jesse, he's jonesing to get out ice fishing.
Yep. But I'm sure it'll come back like it always does. So, but yeah, so actually kind of quiet on the comments tonight, but we didn't post up on anything, ahead of time today. We were busy. I was actually cutting trees all day at work today, dropping ash trees and bucking up a couple trees that came down with this last big wind event. I know Buffalo got hammered with snow, but we got some of the gnarly winds with it.
I mean, say a prayer or whatever you do. Send a little luck their way or whatever.
Buffalo's on hard times.
There's some crazy stuff going on up there.
Yep. Yeah, no doubt. So, yeah, and I mean, luckily we were fortunate enough to only get a couple inches maybe where we are here in the Finger Lakes.
Not even.
And most of it blew away. drifted right off with the
It's
wind
all
we
just
had.
like a crust over the ground now.
Yeah, and it was hard. I mean, for like
It was
us
loud
with-
walking in today.
oh yeah, but us with the birds and stuff like that. I mean, it was to the point where we were checking them for frostbite, making sure they weren't, and literally having to pick them up and put them into a structure or a shelter because those turkeys, they just stand out there and brave it. And they don't have the option like the wild birds would do to go to pines or go behind a hill. I mean, they're kind of stuck in my enclosure area. So, it was a rough couple of days. I can't imagine how it would have been out there with a couple feet of snow mixed in with it.
Speaking of turkeys, our little turkey spot there.
Yeah.
They were I watched them all fly up and roost in the same spot tonight.
Well, there might be a repeat up there from when you took one with the cremator the other year up there.
I'm thinking it's possible.
It's a nice spot. There's definitely a good bird population. If you
Very
can find
high
them,
hill.
Yep.
I mean, this spot, it's got to be.
It's the drumlin, man.
It's
the
got
high drumlin.
It's got to be one of the highest spots in Phelps, if not a larger range.
Yeah, if not Ontario County, I could see it even being one of the highest points in Ontario.
It is up there
until you get down to like Bristol and that kind of.
I'm pretty sure you can see Bristol from the top of it.
It's possible. You can see a bunch of blinking towers and water towers and all sorts of stuff.
I tell you, it's one of the best spots. That's one of the reasons I love hunting it. Is just when you're walking out in bow season or really any season. I mean, if you're walking across the sunsets, walking in with the sunrise, it's just so amazing at the top of that hill.
Yeah, there's some gorgeous places.
Usually, I'm like half out of breath when I get up there, but
that's the thing with the hill. You got to get
still
up.
Got to stop, catch your breath, look at the colors.
Yep. But no, it's definitely a nice piece, and thank you for the invites out there over the years to have me tag along with you. I've never killed anything out there, but I've helped you kill a turkey.
Yeah.
I've been there to help you drag deer out.
Yeah.
And do all that good stuff too.
You always come out and help me do some trimming.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you help me too.
Yeah.
It's all part of it.
Yeah. What did we say? What did we say before? Iron sharpens iron.
There you go.
Iron sharpens iron. It's good to have good friends.
Yep.
People you can rely on, and you give them a call and ask for a hand, and you guys can schedule a time to get out there and get a project done. Many hands makes light work.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, look at the bar here. I mean, the list goes on and on. We go on all night.
You and me have helped each other out a lot.
Yep.
A lot the past few years.
Yep. Well, you take care of me, and I take care of you back. Absolutely, best I can anyway.
For sure. Hannah always makes me jalapeno nachos. That's always a bonus.
Yep. We made some ham spread today.
I love ham spread
from turkey or from.
She put any
Christmas.
relish in it?
Put some of Grandma and Larry's relish in it.
Yeah, I love ham spread.
Yep.
The in-laws actually got some ham spread for Christmas, and they bought it from a local meat market or grocery store or deli, and it was good. I've never quite had it that way. It was very high in pepper.
Okay.
It had a lot of pepper in it, but it was good.
Yep, kind of a peppery spread. Gotcha. Like peppers or like kind of like a black pepper?
Black pepper.
Black pepper.
A lot of black pepper.
Gotcha.
So what else is there to talk about with the... I mean, I'm looking forward to shed hunting. I know that's a ways away. It's a couple months away now. I mean, we're talking, usually get out early March. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to walk around, see if we can find... Last year was my best year ever at shed hunting. I couldn't believe the amount.
I found not my biggest number, but most good sheds. Unfortunately, a lot of those deer got shot this past year.
It happens.
But, and that's what happens when you can start to put the pieces together with those deer for, a couple years or specific areas on historical data to be able to make the most out of your sits when you're out there. But yeah, no, you had a phenomenal year.
Yeah.
Shed hunting on some of your pieces.
And unfortunately, I never lined up with any three of them. I mean, no one did over there. Well, hopefully, I think we've probably got a couple survivors still, and then if they do survive, they're going to be pushing. Yeah. By 5-6 years old.
I'm excited for survivors too. I mean, I always kind of post that picture on Facebook of that cat with the army helmet with the cigar in his mouth, and it's like, all right, boys, I'm headed out looking for survivors.
Yeah.
That's kind of when I post up, usually around the end of deer season. Which this year,
I mean, if you find a shed, it's like the cherry on top.
Yeah.
But I mean, just getting out there, and walking around. Mm-hmm. I like to bring my dogs, let them run around, get some energy out, get all muddy, and just be a dog.
Yep.
I know you like to run your shed dog, but my dogs aren't. They like to find dead animals and roll in them.
Which I'm not complaining. Ted's found some nice dead ones over the years
but
for me.
But yeah, it's just fun to get out there, get some exercise, get that cabin fever out of the way, and
yep.
It's I'm looking forward to that. I had a lot of fun doing it last year and the year before.
Yeah, we'll beat some brush this year for sure. And like I said, I'm getting ready to look at cameras, start seeing who made it, cataloging it. Maybe some, just disappear. You never know where they end up.
Yeah.
But other ones, might have new guys that moved in. That's the deer we chase next year, or you never know. You never know. It's like a big Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, there's always another one that slots in.
Yep. So Reed comments, and is that Eagle Rare I see? Yes, Reed, it is. Yeah. Eagle Rare is the whiskey tonight for us. And we have the nice Whitetails and whiskey bottles that we are going to be offering, selling, whatever you want to call it, with some of the empties, recycling and putting a second life and use to these bottles.
We could do a giveaway on one.
We could do a nice giveaway package with it.
Come up with something.
Give away one of these with the infinity bottle, or something else. We do enough deer score guesses, or I don't know, maybe we just do a random drawing on it or whatever. But yeah, so that's what we got here lit up as a couple Eagle Rares.
That's the second time someone chimed in and said that's one of my favorites.
Yep. Yeah, so a lot of people like that Eagle Rare. For us here in New York, it's an allocated bottle now, Reed. So it's one I found a few of this kind of Christmas time of the year. But typically, this isn't a normal one you find on the shelf around here. Unless, like we said, you get in good with one of your local liquor stores and they get one that comes in or something.
Yep.
A couple of them that I've kind of lucked into. That one was with a basket. That was a Christmas bundle basket, was where that $7.50 came in with. Mm-hmm. And then the big leader one was a Christmas holiday buy special that they released, and once it was gone, it was gone. Limit one per person. So
that's not a bad idea, Hannah.
Yeah. So Pert Near Podcast commented in, we talking shed hunting, Shed Fest is coming. Shed Fest is coming. Absolutely.
Shed Fest is coming. Check out Pert Near Outdoors.
Yep. For their Shed Fest stuff. I think I'm actually wearing one of their Shed Fest shirts. I am.
Yeah.
One of the old Shed Fest shirts.
I got one of their Shed Fest shirts. It did not fit me very well.
A little tight?
A little tight.
You're a little muscular.
I don't know if I call it that, but
yeah.
But yeah, Hannah, I do like your idea there. We'll have to. I don't know how we would do that. Would it be biggest shed gets the giveaway, or would it be
maybe best picture?
Best picture, or we just kind of like best picture with the size of the shed?
Yeah.
Quantity of shed?
Yeah.
You can't do quantity of sheds. They can just pile a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they can just go to the store and go to their shed and cut the antlers off everything they killed and throw them.
But I do like that idea. We'll
maybe
have
we
to
do
think
something
about that one.
for a shed hunting giveaway. Maybe it's not even a picture with a shed. Maybe it's just you out there with the family, shed hunting, nice picturesque picture, something like that. Maybe we just do it. For the contest is just best photos.
Best photos while you're shed hunting. It really has nothing to do with the sheds you find.
Yeah, absolutely. Which again, some of the best.
I know. Yeah, I mean,
some of the best shed hunts.
I don't know how many years I've gone and never found a shed.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of days we've had skunk days. I mean,
skunk days, years.
Yep. True. Absolutely. Especially like you said, they get standing cornfield that your farmer neighbor that's not that good of a farmer doesn't get a chance to cut, and that's where bazillion deer end up that year. That's where all the sheds end up that year, and like you said, it's pretty lean when there's no deer on your properties that you can shed hunt.
And then when we're talking about shed hunting is a awesome opportunity to actually go through and explore your property.
Yep.
And not worry about disturbing anything or messing anything up. You can walk through those spots that you're almost scared to walk into during season. You go through there, you check it out, check out some deer movement,
trails,
check out a bedding area. Maybe you'll find a little spot where it's just, I don't know, maybe a little thick pine grove, and you walk in there and it's just those trees are shredded on the inside. But
yep.
You never know what you're gonna find. So it's actually Ben likes to do a grid walk, and I do something similar. He's a little more anal with his grid walk, where like he's got the tape measure out, and we're all exactly 20 feet apart. No, it's not that bad, but
it's pretty bad.
but yeah, we go out and it's just, you always find something new when you're just out there walking through the woods.
Yeah, absolutely. And you might find that spot, like you said, that little hidden gem spot that you kind of look at it and you can see it with the leaves off, and you can think about it for a minute rather than being like, oh, it's season, how do I do this? You can take that step back and be like, if I came in from that side, maybe I can get this with this right wind to hunt this spot. That you can pick apart a little bit.
And you might find something that might actually change your whole game plan of that property.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, we saw that moving a couple stands on your piece this year. We looked at a couple spots and go, man, maybe this is going to be where the next stand goes this year.
Yeah, this year with hunting, it was, I guess with that, it was mainly crop rotation because some alfalfa fields got taken out and got put into grain fields, corn, beans.
Yep, crops changed.
So that altered a lot of our mindset and my mindset and everything on how to set that up. But yeah, definitely very similar.
Reed says efficient. Try to be out there when we're out there doing stuff, but we'll see how much time I get. Shed hunting, I usually find time for it after work, stuff like that during the week. But I'm getting really, really bombarded with questions. Obviously, with the end of season, I always do, but questions and stuff like that, and people reaching out about having me come out for on-site visits and stuff like that now. So that's been my last few days. I mean, dude, I was getting messages on Christmas Eve, Christmas morning. I mean, you name it. Maybe I should offer like a Christmas holiday gift card special or something for my business.
Yeah, just need to clone yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I got too much quality control issues that I gotta be the one, calling the shots on it, to give my stamp on it, I think. So, but I guess that's just me. So we'll see how it goes. If I'll get some of my habitat projects done from that side of it. But shed hunt, we always find the time to make it happen.
Yeah, for sure. You got to get out there.
Yep. And like you said, it's scout time and a lot of stuff that,
You never know what you're going to find.
No.
I've been shed hunting and found
didn't even know they
old
existed.
Aluminum arrows that I think someone shot at a deer or hit a deer and it fell out probably 20 years ago.
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean,
you never know what you're going to find out.
I found my biggest deadhead ever was a deer we didn't even really know about.
He was right across the road.
And he was right across the road. Dead. But you never know what you're going to find out there. We found some sheds some years. And shoot, actually, I put it back in the office. That big, gnarly one that CJ found this year that was
I have no idea how CJ spotted that.
10 years old,
it was
probably
plus.
Moss. It's got moss on it.
I think he put it there.
I don't think so, because I think it had worms crawling out of it.
I don't know how he saw that. It just looked like a dead log laying there.
It looked like a branch. It literally blended right in, but it was heavy, long beams. All the tines and points were gone. Chewed down to about just a shell of an antler.
Yeah,
but it would have been a giant.
It might have had tines on it at one point, but yeah, they were definitely all.
They were all gone. They're all gone. So
hell of a beam on it though.
Beam and the mass. I mean, it was that deer had a lot of stuff going on. And how many years did we probably walk by that shed doing my grid search?
Grid search.
So
you're like a drill sergeant. Nate, you're out of line.
Yep, get over one more row.
No, I'm just messing.
Yep. But no. So I mean, we're at about 59 minutes. I'm gonna do just a little bit of a little pour of the Eagle. I got to be the driver because Nate's truck's in the body shop, finally getting fixed.
From hitting a deer.
Early October. Yeah.
November.
It was early November, wasn't it? So we he's got his truck in the shop right now, the body shop finally, and
They're 2 months out. I called 4 different body shops early November. No one could get me until January.
Yep. So going on 2 months, Nate's truck's finally in the shop, which means he needs somebody with a truck, preferably. I mean, we're not going to throw it on the back of your parents' Kia. We joked about it.
My wife has a truck.
Yeah, true. But she was at the barn tonight, so we didn't know. So I grabbed Nate. We came over here, did the podcast, and figured we'd go over there and take up the track and, get her found tonight.
From the looks of things, I don't think she's going to be very far.
No, blood was good. Everything he talked about, the shot looked good with it. So I don't anticipate it being too far. It's just we were kind of pressed for time with getting on the air. We had people texting us before we went on going, you sure you guys are doing this tonight? 7:30? It's always 7:30. The best we can.
7:30, Wednesday.
Yep.
I don't know how much I'll be on here, I guess, after deer season starting next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to try. I definitely want to be on for the upstate New York one.
Yep.
And I definitely want to be on for when Andy the Butcher comes on.
Yep.
And then maybe once, twice a month I'll pop on. I don't know how much Ben's going to be on here.
Yep.
In the off season.
Yeah, we got, leagues coming up.
Leagues.
Knock on wood. We haven't had any snow blowing when I'm on call on Wednesday because that would change me being able to drink or, maybe even be here on a Wednesday if it's the right snowfall.
Yeah, and then, just like everyone else, it just as the weather gets better, everyone gets busier.
Yep. So. Absolutely. So. But yeah, I think that's a good place to end it tonight for the podcast. Want to thank everyone for tuning in. This is the last one that we'll do over on that stream through my Old Tin Cup YouTube channel. I did a whole separate channel now for the podcast. So we're going to be doing this podcast from now on. I'll put a link in the comments and description of the video for you guys to go over to the Whitetails and Whiskey specific YouTube page, which is where we'll do all of our lives, all the old episodes. I already put all those up over Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
I got all the files downloaded and then uploaded to it. So that's got all the old episodes on it. This episode will be on it. And then everything live from now on will go exclusively just about through the Whitetails and Whiskey stuff. That way it's all, together in one place for you guys to find, is all under the Whitetails and Whiskey name for those folks that tune in.
Yep. And with a little bit of luck, we'll be, it is our last episode for 2022.
It is.
Hannah, good point.
Good point.
And with a little bit of luck, which I'm sure we will find her. If we do find the doe, we'll be posting a picture of that on one of the pages.
Yep, absolutely. Be right up on the Whitetails Whiskey page and everything. So thank everyone for tuning in. Hope you had a great holiday. Hope you, if you still have Christmases and stuff to go to, enjoy those times with friends and family. Maybe break out a bottle of Eagle Rare or favorite whiskey, bourbon, or spirit, wine, whatever.
And on our Whitetails and Whiskey Facebook page and all that, don't, if in this holiday hunt you guys tag a doe or you guys tag a nice buck, post it on there.
Yep, post it up, send it to us. Let us give you a shout out.
We'll give you a shout out. We'll even, and, we'd love to see it.
Yeah, and if you're interested in coming on the show, love to have you. If you know somebody that think would be a good guest to come down to the bar, to the shed, wherever we're doing the podcast,
Well, before we go, Bo, are you on here? Bo Hunt?
Yeah, is Bo hunting the holiday season?
I want to know if he's hunting the holiday season, how it's turning out for him. I see he commented early on.
Yep, he usually tunes in every week. He's been kind of quiet, so I'm wondering if Bo didn't tune in this week. Might have stuff going on.
Might be. It is a holiday week.
Yep. So, but yeah, I hope everyone does have a safe New Year and everything like that. Getting together, family and friends, if you're still doing that. Enjoy those times. Enjoy those, memories with friends and family. And we want to thank you guys. I mean, I kind of didn't think this would get as big as it did. We're a couple hundred views every single episode, every single week, across all the platforms. So
it's growing.
And it seems to be growing little by little. So And I think the more of these we do, the more consistent we do them, the better off we'll be, the more people we'll reach, you know. And if we can turn you guys maybe onto a local liquor store like, you know, K&M, that hooks you guys up with, you know, good stuff that you can walk right in and buy off the shelf.
Yeah. And obviously, the main goal here, at least for me, is give you guys some helpful pointers and maybe take something away you can put into your game, and maybe you can chime in and let us know something you're doing, and maybe that'll change our game a little bit. So
yeah, no, we always appreciate the tips and comments that come in too, because we're always learning. You know, we're fortunate enough to have made some errors, learned some stuff from those errors. So
a lot of errors.
I'm all for, you know, other people dropping in tips and tactics and helping everyone be more successful. So thank you guys for a great 2022 of Whitetails and Whiskey. And we'll catch you guys next year with the dad joke in 2023. Whitetails and Whiskey.
Have a good one.
Yep. Thanks, everyone. Take care.